100,000 viewers. Happy anniversary, Dialogue with Deidre. So excited about celebrating our 1-year mark here at MUTV1.com. So thank you so much, viewers, for watching our show and being a part of this historical day for our show. I'm Deidre Malone, the host of Dialogue with Deidre, and we have a great show for you today. We want you to go to the Dialogue with Deidre Facebook page and make sure you post questions for our guests today. And even if you post them after they leave, I will make sure that they answer those questions and we will post their responses on the Dialogue with Deidre page. My two guests today are both phenomenal women. The guest in the first half hour is one of my Saras, of course, because this is, Founders Month for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. I think it's most appropriate that I have great women who are doing great work in our community as guests on our show. And our first guest this first half hour is Dr. Ella Horton. You've heard the name. You've probably even seen a picture or two around here. Yes, this is Dr. Ella Horton. You can see it, and you can see it really well. We're going to talk to her a little bit about heart health, which is important specifically to women because health disease, will take a female out. Men too, but women have a great deal of heart disease. And so we want to talk to her about heart health in the first half hour, as well as, making sure you take care of your body and how she, looks at nutrition and fitness because she knows how to do it, and she's going to talk to us about that in our first half hour. In the second half hour, LaConda Wiggins is our guest, and she's the Memphis Brow Girl. If you ever think that my eyebrows look really good, then you can attribute that to LaConda. She is a wonderful young lady, an entrepreneur that is trying to make it here in the beauty business here in the Mid-South, and so I'm going to introduce you to her right here on Dialogue with Deidre. A couple of other things going on that I want to share with you. You've heard about the National Civil Rights Museum's grand opening. Well, the Carter Malone Group is working with them, and a big event is going to take place February the 22nd. And what we want you to do is to, if you're a young poet or if, moms, grandmoms, dads, grandpas, if your grandchildren or your children are poets, then you might want to tell them about the Drop the Mic Poetry Slam. It's going to be taking place February the 22nd at is it the Rumba Room? Rumba Room. And you can enter by going to the National Civil Rights Museum site and looking at the criteria for the Drop the Mic Poetry Slam. You're watching Dialogue with Deidre. When we come back, Dr. Ella Horton, we're going to have a dialogue with her. So stay with us.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke? But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
No, Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
Taylor Brown is our community drugstore.
No hassle transfer, auto refills, as well as a $4 generic program. Taylor Brown offers deliveries to all customers, including care homes, senior citizens, and hospice.
Taylor Brown accepts Express Scripts, Humana, Cigna, Medco, TennCare, and more.
And remember, it is by us, for us.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Dialogue with Deidre. I told you this first half hour was going to be a great half hour. Dr. Ella Horton is our guest. Dr. Horton, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you, Deidre. I'm so glad I finally made it here.
I know. We've been trying to get you on for a while. And so I'm so glad you're here today.
Thank you.
And let me just say, viewers, she is so accomplished. She is a consultant to physicians and community service organizations. And Dr. Horton holds a doctorate's degree in pharmacy, so, I mean, she really gets this healthcare piece holistically. And so I wanted to talk to her pretty much about the significance of, making sure that your heart is healthy. Can you talk to me, Dr. Horton, about what are some of the health challenges facing our community today when it comes to heart health?
Right. And so this is great timing because February is Heart Month. And so the American Heart Association and all the various organizations that deal with heart disease and heart awareness will be coming forward in February to just kind of make our communities more aware. But I think in our community particularly, there's a lot of issues that we face. Some of those are due to sort of healthcare disparities. Some of them are systemic issues. Some of them have to do with affordability. But I think we're kind of at a place in time, with our healthcare system where we've kind of got to take more ownership, of our health and just kind of be more aware, educate ourselves, be more aware. If we're on medication, be compliant as we can. And of course, all the other preventative things that we should do to try to help us not get to that place where we actually have disease. But you're right, heart disease is the #1 killer of all Americans. and African Americans are disproportionately affected. So mainly those issues for us are hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, and diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with the Affordable Care Act, my hope is that, those individuals who don't have insurance or who are the working poor, so to speak,
Right,
that they
right.
take advantage of that. And being more health conscious is so
Right.
important too. Talk to me about the types of things that folks should do, Dr. Horton.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we could do. Genetics play a role. We can't deny that. So that's something you can't change. And so that could be a risk factor depending on your family history, but that's something you can't change. You can't change your sex and you can't change your age. So those are things we can't change. But the things that we can change are we can monitor our blood pressure, we can watch our weight, and we can watch what we eat. Those things that may push us into that category of having high blood pressure or diabetes and high cholesterol. That's kind of called metabolic syndrome. So you want to stay away from that. So the things that we can watch for are, being aware, educate ourselves, and just kind of being mindful of our weight and what we eat.
It's funny because I've seen people who are very small who have hypertension issues.
True.
So it could be genetics.
It's definitely genetic. I have a great example of that. There was a physician that I worked with. He actually was president of the American Heart Association about a couple of years ago, maybe the second African American to ever hold that position nationwide. Cardiologist, tall, thin, and a triathlete, has hypertension,
Really?
But it was totally genetic. What I can say for him is maybe he took one medication, took a small dose of that medication, was compliant, and stayed with his eating and exercise routine. So he'll probably live a long time. Like I said, those things that we can control, we have to try to control. And those things we can't, we can't.
What do you say to someone who, is mid-20s, early 30s, and they've lived in a household where, mom, grandma, everybody cooks everything that we know how to cook in those small southern households.
Right, exactly.
Those things that are not good for you.
Exactly.
What do you say for someone who has gained a whole lot of weight, lived in that type of environment? How do you try and turn that around, Doc?
I think it's never too late, even if you're beyond your 30s or so.
Right.
It's never too late.
I think she's talking about me, viewers.
I'm going to say it's never too late.
Okay.
But I do think there has to be, I'm calling it a paradigm shift.
Okay.
In our community.
Is that the paradigm shift? Is it a mind shift?
It's a mindset.
Okay.
It's a mindset. Kind of like when you and I were growing up, our parents, our grandparents probably smoked. Okay? So when we were growing up, it kind of became we learned that it wasn't good to smoke. Exactly. They were social smokers. My parents were social smokers. And so was their generation. But we kind of made a shift that maybe smoking is not the best thing. People came out and said smoking is not good. We have proof of it.
Right.
And we kind of need to make a shift. And so now our generation doesn't smoke as much as our parents, and our younger children probably don't really, smoking, it's not commonplace.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that, with the Affordable Health Care Act and wellness and prevention becoming more significant and more a part of that, where people can actually do things to prevent, from going down the wrong path, that they'll just kind of be more mindful.
I love the example that you gave because my grandmother, who helped raise me, was a smoker. And I just knew growing up, I just did not want to smoke because I was in that environment all the time.
Right.
So that was an excellent example, and I hope people take note of that.
Right.
Now, when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about what else you have going on.
Okay.
Because it's a lot, I know.
Yeah,
okay?
it is.
So you're watching Dialogue with Deidre. We'll be back, and we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Ella Horton.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke. But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
No, Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
Taylor Brown is our community drugstore.
No hassle transfer, auto refills, as well as a $4 generic program. Taylor Brown offers deliveries to all customers, including care homes, senior citizens, and hospice.
Taylor Brown accepts Express Scripts, Humana, Cigna, Medco, TennCare, and more.
And remember, it is by us, for us.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Back to Dialogue with Deidre. We're continuing our conversation with Dr. Ella Horton. Dr. Horton, IFBB Pro Card professional.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know it took a lot of work for you to get there.
It did. It took a lot of work.
Okay, so let me just say, starting out, if there's someone out there who is interested in getting fit, I know when we had our first conversation, you kept saying, Deidre, don't focus on the weight, focus on the nutrition, focus on how you eat. Talk to me, tell someone out there, how do you get started? What should they do?
Right. Well, I think the scale is not necessarily the best thing. You know, I always tell people, grab a pair of jeans or, you know, some kind of outfit that you have in your closet, you know, that you want to get back into or whatever, and maybe use that as your marker, because the scale can kind of be deceiving. So that's one way to do it. You know, take pictures of yourself, you know, at first, and envision, you know, maybe where you want to go from there. Set small goals. That's a good way to do it. You know, to kind of take baby steps. You know, don't say necessarily, well, I want to lose 75 pounds in the next 6 months. You know, kind of focus on the next 90 days. Okay, maybe next 3 months.
That's so hard.
Yeah, and just kind of set a goal for that, and then once you get there, set your next goal, because you should be switching things up anyway. But back to original point about how to get started. You know, I think having a goal is important. I do think having a goal is important. Having accountability is important, whether that's to your friend that you say you're going to work out with, whether that's to a coach or a trainer, whether that's to your spouse or significant other, whomever it's to. Have somebody that you're kind of checking in with, that you have to be accountable to.
Okay.
I still say that 70% of the game is what you do outside of a workout setting, and 30% is maybe what you do in a workout setting. If you work out at home or you work out at the gym or whatever you do, to me, that's 30-40%. The rest is what you do outside of that.
So, and that 70%, is that what you eat?
It is.
How much you eat?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And what you drink?
And what you drink. And so water, you should drink at least half your body weight in water every day. At least half your body weight. And if it's a day that you're going to exercise, then it should be a little more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
so
hard.
Difficult. It is, you know.
Especially when you're used to chug-a-lugging those, you know, sodas down. And that sweet tea, which is not good for you.
That's true.
But water.
Water. You know, if you want to add a little something to the water just to, you know, change the taste just a little bit, that's okay. But, you know, take small steps if you need to. You know, it's hard to go from soda and frozen dinners and, you know, snacks out of a vending machine to fish and vegetables, you know, for meals. So take those small steps that you need to. Most people don't eat enough or eat frequently enough. Okay, so going back to what we talked about with heart health, you really should be eating small meals throughout the day, right? Instead of, and you should start with breakfast, because breakfast gets your metabolism going in the morning. It's breaking the fast. That's what breakfast is. So it's important to have breakfast every morning, whatever, you know, that should have a protein ideally, you know, with some kind of clean carb, what I call clean carb, oatmeal, something of that nature, is good.
So don't skip your breakfast.
Don't skip breakfast.
That little cup of coffee is not breakfast.
That's not breakfast.
Okay.
It should be food.
What else do you have going on, Doc?
Oh, let's see. I always have something going on. You know, I'm still doing coaching. I'm not really a trainer, as we've discussed, but I do coaching. And so people who are interested in learning more about what kind of nutrition plan they should have for them, because maybe my nutrition plan should look like yours or shouldn't look like, you know, a guy who's 30 years old and, you know, just wants to gain more muscle mass. And so everybody's nutrition should look a little bit different depending on what they would like to do. I still help put together fitness programs for people and just kind of coach them through it to meet their goal.
If there's someone out there interested, because I know you've coached me and I've just been a bad little person.
We're going to change that.
But we're going to work on that. And, you know, I'm honest
that.
enough to say, and Dr. Horton is, I mean, she's very persistent, so she will try her best to keep you on track. I can tell you that.
Definitely.
So, Doc, tell our viewers, how do they reach you?
Right. Well, I can be reached at my email, which is getfitwithella@gmail.com. That's really the best way to reach me.
That's wonderful. And let me just say, in May, June, when she comes back, we'll have another story to tell about Deidre.
Let's do that. Now she's laid it out there. That's a good way to do it.
It's live and it's taped.
Live, it's taped. We can pull this out
Exactly.
and say, this is what she said, and I can come back, in April or close to the 1st of May,
and
which
we
is
see how I'm
significant
doing
for you, and check in and see how you're doing.
We'll do that. We'll have you back.
That sounds great. Thank you, Deidre. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Much. You're welcome.
And we'll have you back in April. All right? You're watching Dialogue with Deidre. When we come back, LaConda Wiggins will be our guest, and she's going to talk to you about Memphis Brow Girl. Stay tuned.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon, moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke? But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
No, Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
Taylor Brown is our community drugstore.
No hassle transfer, auto refills, as well as a $4 generic program. Taylor Brown offers deliveries to all customers, including care homes, senior citizens, and hospice.
Taylor Brown accepts Express Scripts, Humana, Cigna, Medco, TennCare, and more.
And remember, it is by us, for us.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
I like to ride my bike to get some exercise, just kind of clear my head.
I like to ride because it's really fun for me and my fiance to go ride together.
I started riding my bike as a way to save money on gas.
I like to ride my bike mostly because it's fun and it's good exercise.
That's how I get everywhere. It's how I go to grocery stores, to go to work. It's how I go to my friend's house.
Sometimes I just like to not even have a particular destination in mind, just to see different parts of the city.
Just going through the park, you see people, and if you're on your bike, you can smile or say hello.
I own 5 bikes. The green Schwinn is my grandfather's bike, and every time I ride it, and he can be with me where I go.
I'm not burning gas, I'm not polluting the air. And in a way, it kind of gets me back to the kid in me, which is kind of cool.
Say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion.
To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first little thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone, and my guest this half hour is LaConda Wiggins. She's the owner, and I told you she's a young entrepreneur of the Memphis Brow Girl. LaConda, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you, Deidre.
I am so glad that you have the opportunity to be on the show with me today. I've known you probably almost 2 years now, and I was so impressed when I met you at a party at someone's home, and one of my friends gave us all a gift to have our eyebrows done. And so, I think last week I showed that picture on the show so people could see you actually doing my brows. And so with that, you really educated me on, because at that point I was having them threaded. And so you really educated me on how, that was really not healthy for my eyebrows. So I wanted to have you on the show today to talk about your business, and then talk about, why it's important to handle, making sure that your brows are shaped the way that you do it, okay? Tell me a little bit about the Memphis Brow Girl.
Memphis Brow Girl is a place where we specialize in brows and skincare. And it is also a place where you could come and relax. I began my career about 7 years ago. The past 5 years I have specialized in eyebrows and skincare. I started to notice so many of women of color had very poor, they suffer from poor wax jobs, threading jobs, and it left their brows inflamed and also dark marks. And that led me into the skincare part of it, because my clients wanted to know how can they get rid of the dark spots. Because once you inflame the skin, once our skin go back down, you're going to have a dark mark there.
Yes. And some people, keloids, specifically people of African American descent.
Yes.
And so as a part of your technique, you thought it was also important to help them with their skincare.
Yes, because my clients wanted to know how can they get rid of the dark marks. Because once they start coming to me and I'm tweezing and I see the dark spots there, so therefore I believe in giving my clients the best. So I educated myself on skincare, and and it has been very well.
So talk to us about some of your techniques. I can tell you that I've had a facial done, a couple of facials done, and I'm coming back because I left your shop and my skin was glowing, and I don't know how many people after I have my facials done will say to me, your skin looks beautiful, and I want to say, you just need LaConda's card. So talk to me, LaConda, about, what do you recommend, how do you recommend women take care of their skin?
First, every woman should have a daily routine. They should have a gentle cleanser that they use day and night, and they should have a moisturizer that they use day and night. And also, when you put your moisturizer on in the morning, you should follow it up with a skin protector, least SPF of least 30.
Okay, so 15 is not good?
No.
30? Oh.
No.
Okay.
Women of color have been miseducated about not protecting their skin. It's a misconception that we don't need to protect our skin. But we are still prone, Deidre, to sunburn, skin cancer, aging. So we still need to protect our skin. And at night, when you put your moisturizer on, you should include a retinol. And you could buy moisturizers over the counter that have retinol in it. This is what help the cells to turn over.
Okay.
And that is what gives you that beautiful glow.
Let me just say, you made an excellent point. I remember when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I didn't wear a whole lot of makeup. I didn't use moisturizers. I didn't, I just washed my face with soap and water, and I kept on going. And I just kept thinking my skin's going to forever look good. And I think, when you're in your 20s, is the best time to really, don't you think, LaConda, to start truly taking care of your skin, because I think that my skin would be in a lot better shape if I had taken care of it earlier. I think when I was in my 40s, when I really just started really saying, maybe I do need to put some moisturizer on, wear a little makeup, but in my 20s and 30s, I didn't.
Wow. Well, actually, you should really start when you are in your preteen.
Yes, really?
Yes, moisturizing
Okay.
and using that skin protector, because again, our skin is prone to sunburns, skin cancer, aging. So even in your teens and early 20s, you still have to protect that skin. And once you put that skin protector on it, it prevents aging, it prevents sunburns, it prevents once our skin get a mark, a mosquito bite or acne, it leave a mark. So if you out in the sun exposing that to the sun, it's going to get darker. So even during your teenager years or preteen, when you breaking out and you going through those hormone changes, so you need to protect your skin.
And so that's for African Americans. What about Caucasians? The same thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. At Memphis Brown Girl, we treat all skin type, but I just have a niche for skin of color.
Okay. So what are some of the problems related to, when I know when I was having my brows threaded, and sometimes where they would be too thin. What are some of the problems associated with?
Well, waxing causes premature aging, and it also burns the skin. Again, you inflaming the skin. When you threading the brow, you are ripping the hair away from your face. Again, you are inflaming the skin. So once that redness go down, you will have a dark mark, and then you're going to have to come and see me or either a dermatologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is tweezing the best route to go?
Because we are tweezing in the direction the hair grow, and we completely removing the hair.
Okay.
And it lasts long, and it also allow us to keep the brow thicker.
Okay, that's good to know. So how often do you recommend someone come to see you to have their brows done?
If you grow really fast, Deidre, I would say every 2 weeks.
Okay.
If you between, I would say every 4 weeks.
Okay, someone like me, that would be like an every 4 week person.
Yes, you would need every 4 weeks. And if you grow really slow, I have clients that grow really slow, Deidre. They come to see me every 6 to 8 weeks.
They do. So what are some of the other important skin care tips that you have, specifically for women of color?
It is very important that you incorporate retinol into your nighttime system. You could go and buy cream and moisturizer over the counter that have retinol in it. If you want Retin-A, it's still the same thing, but you have to go to the doctor and get a prescription for it. But you can buy Retin-A over the counter, a moisturizer with retinol in it. That helped the cells to turn over, and it helped the dark spots to fade away, and it gives you that beautiful glow.
There used to be LaConda, and I'm trying to remember what the product was called, but there have been so many types of products that have been put out for people of color when they've had dark spots on their skin. And people would also say that maybe cocoa butter would be something that you could use too to try and help fade some of those skin spots. But you wouldn't recommend putting cocoa butter on your face, would you?
No, I wouldn't recommend putting cocoa butter on your face. The Retin-A and just having a good skincare system will help the dark spot. If you come in every 4 to 6 weeks and having your facial and you doing your homework at home with your skincare routine, you're not going to notice all of that darkness and trying to put cocoa butter on it. Technology in the skincare business is really, it's all kinds of wonderful, wonderful products out that there is no need for you to have dark marks or all of that going on your face, because, there's some great stuff out here.
Great products out here. How often should your clients come in to have facials done?
You should have a facial every 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. And also you should have a regimen at home between your facial. So you come to see me and you're doing your homework at home, you're going to have great skin. Okay, so like me, I'll come and I'll have a facial every 4 weeks, and then I'll go home and I'll wear makeup. Sometimes I take it off at night, sometimes I'm just tired and I go to sleep, and then I wake up and wash my face, take my shower, wash my face, put my moisturizer on. But if I do that a number of times, and that is forget to take my makeup off, that has a profound effect on my skin, right? Yes.
And anyone else who does that. Because there are people out there that do it.
Exactly, and it's going to start showing. It's going to start showing that you are not taking care of your skin. We need to get into the habit of taking care of our skin just like we do our hair and our nails. If you take care of your skin, you're able to put your best face forward. And I am a believer in, hey, you put all that you have, especially if, like you're in the public, you really got to have a system and your homework at home and do it.
Yes, ma'am. We are talking to LaConda Wiggins, and she is the owner of the Memphis Brow Girl. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. And I want to talk to her about her business and the types of, she has events, and she can come to, do special events for you. We're going to have that conversation and continue that dialogue when we come back on Dialogue with Deidre.
This past year, we all learned the statistics are true. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience child abuse, usually at the hands of someone they know. Child abuse happens every day. Learn the signs and take action, because keeping a child safe is everybody's business. Make a difference. Visit safehorizon.org to find out more. Safe Horizon. moving victims of violence from crisis to confidence.
Did you know that every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack? Every 40 seconds someone has a stroke. But it doesn't have to be that way. Every day there's hope. Join me and the American Heart Association and get serious about your heart and your health. If you're doing nothing, do something. If you're doing something, do more. Find healthy living solutions from the American Heart Association's My Heart, My Life. It's that simple.
I'm Dominique Dawes. How do you start your day? I always start with a healthy breakfast. Whether you're practicing for a game or studying for a test, eating breakfast every day can improve your concentration and help you perform your best. Kids who eat a healthy breakfast have more energy to work hard and play hard. That's why you should check out your school's breakfast program. It's for everyone, so make sure you energize your day. Eat school breakfast.
Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
No, Taylor Brown is my drugstore.
Taylor Brown is our community drugstore.
No hassle transfer, auto refills, as well as a $4 generic program. Taylor Brown offers deliveries to all customers, including care homes, senior citizens, and hospice.
Taylor Brown accepts Express Scripts, Humana, Cigna, Medco, TennCare, and more.
And remember, it is by us, for us.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
I like to ride my bike to get some exercise, just kind of clear my head.
I like to ride because it's really fun for me and my fiance to go ride together.
I started riding my bike as a way to save money on gas.
I like to ride my bike mostly because it's fun and it's good exercise.
That's how I get everywhere. It's how I go to grocery stores, to go to work. It's how I go to my friend's house.
Sometimes I just like to not even have a particular destination in mind, just to see different parts of the city.
Just going through the park, you see people, and if you're on your bike, you can smile or say hello.
I own 5 bikes. The green Schwinn is my grandfather's bike, and every time I ride it, and he can be with me where I go.
I'm not burning gas, I'm not polluting the air. And in a way, it kind of gets me back to the kid in me, which is kind of cool.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, have a good time.
Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall. And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
wrapping up our conversation with LaConda Wiggins, who is the owner of the Memphis Brow Girl. LaConda, talk to me about what you're looking for in a client and how they can reach out to you.
Actually, if you are one that want great brows and skincare and you want to start off 2014 right, you could call me at 901-489-5558, or you could go to my website, memphisbrowgirl.com, or you could like me on Facebook, Memphis Brow Girl.
And I'm looking at this flyer that we have. You have $5 off until the end of January for a lunchtime facelift, and that's primarily a facial, right?
Yes, but it's also a chemical peel.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that is going to give you a glow and give you a really deep cleanse.
Wonderful, and you can find out more about that on memphisbrowgirl.com or give LaConda a call at 901-489-5583. LaConda, thank you so much for being my guest on Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you. Love you much, Deidre.
Love you much too, girl. And so let me just say that it has been great to share this show, the show that marks our first anniversary of Dialogue with Deidre with two incredible women, Dr. Ella Horton and Ms. LaConda Wiggins, and I hope you learned a lot from them today. Thank you so much for watching Dialogue with Deidre. Next week, we're going to have, I'm not sure who's going to be on the show. At this point, Eddie and LaTrivia will decide who's going to be on the show next week, but we'll see you again live and in living color in February. So hope you have a great rest of your January, and we'll see you right here, Dialogue with Deidre, the first week in February. God bless.
Bye-bye.
This past year, we